A gas spill shuts down U.S. Highway 40 over Berthoud Pass. We begin our look around Colorado and Empire. CDOT says a tanker truck spilled gas about 2.5 miles east of the summit today. A hazmat unit ended up responding. The highway was closed for a few hours while they cleaned up the mess. And the Mesa County Sheriff is upset with Dwayne Dog Chapman, the bounty hunter. He says Chapman excessively pepper sprayed a fugitive, then took him to the sheriff's office without decontaminating the man first. The sheriff says it put his staff in danger. The man was eventually taken outside and cleaned up before being admitted to the jail. And the public will get more time to weigh in on a plan to expand Breckenridge Ski Resort. The comment period was set to close Monday, but it's been extended through August 26th. The U.S. Forest Service is recommending the resort be allowed to develop about 550 acres of skiing on Peak 6. Environmentalists oppose the plan, saying cutting down trees will hurt wildlife. Nikki?
Medicine at the vet's office is becoming more advanced, and canine blood transfusion technology is on the rise. Fox 21's Craig Coffey has more on how it's done.
Yeah, it's okay. We're here to help address the nationwide shortage of canine blood products.
Ashley Phelps of Hemo Solutions says for dogs, the universal blood type A negative is always in demand.
It's most commonly used in emergency situations. They're going to grab for the A negative blood in lieu of typing.
It's also just as effective as it is popular. One donation from one dog can potentially help save up to 4 different dogs in need. For those that choose this program, an easy screening process will let technicians know if your canine qualifies. For pooch lovers like Katie Cook, she believes it's just the right thing to do.
It's great that dogs can donate blood, and just like people do, and it's something that I know if my dog was injured and needed blood, I would want somebody to be able to help them like my dogs help somebody else.
Pups that participate seem to know that their time on the table every 8 weeks is a serious matter, and for all the best intentions. Cooperation during the process is almost instinctive, without stress or negative after effects.
Well, we give them lots of treats and lots of love. It's very important for me as a blood drive coordinator to make this a very positive experience, because I want them to keep coming back. And I mean, we have a lot of dogs that hop up on the table and will lay down for us. And we give them little bandanas, and a lot of dogs seem to walk around very proud with their head held high, as if they know that somehow they just helped out another 4-legged friend.
When I tell people I do this, the biggest reaction I get is that people don't realize that dogs and cats can donate blood, that it's a need in the vet community.
It's something where I feel like I'm making a difference as a veterinary technician. We ship blood nationwide, and I have no idea about the individual stories of where that blood has gone to or how many dogs that it's helped, but I know that I'm doing a little part to help out dogs that are in need.
In Colorado Springs, Craig Coffey, Fox 21 News.
To make sure owners keep their dogs healthy, Hemo Solutions does a credit reimbursement program for you with your vet from $75 to $150 in treatments for every 6 successful donations. Now, to qualify, your dog must be more than 50 pounds, have current vaccines, and females must have never been pregnant. For more information, contact Hemo Solutions at 719-380-1900 or visit their website at hemosolutions.com.
Singer Katy Perry is the woman to beat at this year's MTV Video Music Awards.
That's right. We'll have more on her nominations still to come in the Foxlight.
And it takes a lot of hard work to make a small business successful, especially in this economy. We'll show you how 3 local businesses are doing it next in tonight's special report.
Time now for the top news at the bottom of the hour. An announcement from Walmart means more jobs for Colorado Springs. A spokesperson for the big box store says the company plans to build a 210,000 square foot data center. The project will start in October on the north side of town. The company plans to employ about 30 full-time employees with benefits after the facility is finished in late 2012.
The body found in the Arkansas River earlier this week has been identified. The Fremont County coroner says it was 55-year-old Michael Ruggieri. According to the autopsy, he drowned. Toxicology reports are pending. The coroner believes his death was an accident. Ruggieri was last seen swimming in the river by friends, but they say he never reappeared.
Construction crews hit a gas line in Colorado Springs this afternoon, forcing the evacuation of about 20 people and 8 animals. It happened around 12:30 near Vincent Drive and Dublin Boulevard. That's on the city's north side. Nearby businesses were evacuated, including the Dublin Animal Hospital. 3 people were treated for headaches as a result of that leak. The intersection of Vincent and Dublin was closed while crews fixed the leak.
In tonight's Modern Medicine, if you think you're a bit more cranky when the temps rise, you're probably right. Doctors say people get a bit more irritable when the weather heats up. It's not quite the same as the winter blues, but the summer heat has an effect on our bodies and our brains. Extreme heat actually lowers levels of serotonin in the brain, which is a feel-good chemical.
In tonight's special report, despite government efforts like the economic stimulus package passed in 2009, the U.S. economy is still recovering from the recession. Businesses are laying off employees. Some are even closing their doors for good. But it also seems to be a popular time to start a new business. Fox 21's Kelly Worthman joins us now with more. Kelly?
Well, Nikki, a recession may seem like the wrong time to start a business, but there are hopeful entrepreneurs here in Colorado Springs that want to prove otherwise. 2 months ago, Terry Lucero and her family opened Lulu's Frozen Yogurt, not far from the Promenade Shops at Briargate.
We saw similar models to this in Arizona and thought it would be a great concept to bring to Colorado Springs.
Even though frozen yogurt is a concept that has already taken off in town, Terry believes her store will stand out.
It's fun and it's affordable, and so it's something that we think is going to be sustainable in an economy that is not on the upswing.
But not on the upswing may be putting it too lightly. Where is our economy right now?
Right now, we just finished a comparison of now versus where we've been and going. We're no better today than we were in 2007, just before the recession began. We're in the exact same position.
And the small business statistics don't look great either. According to the Small Business Administration, only 70% of new businesses last 2 years, and only 50% survive for 5 years.
Sometimes they fail within a month or two of having opened. That's because they didn't do their homework.
But small business owner Mary Beth Wojcik says you can't let those numbers stop you from chasing your dream.
You can't wait until the conditions are all perfect. You got to follow your dream when it's right for you.
Mary Beth opened Nana's Quilt Cottage in Old Colorado City in December, and though the slump economy has made things tough, she says she has enjoyed the challenge.
You can't really live your life in fear. You know, you just have to, go on and try to make something happen. And so that's what I've been doing, is try to be good to my customers and make them want to come back.
And customer service just might be the key to beating the odds. In 2008, when the economy reached one of its lowest points, Patrick Graham bought Relax the Back. And since then, his business has been successful.
I think one of the biggest keys in surviving right now is you just can't expect people to walk in the door every day. You need to do a lot more outreach. It's not like it used to be where you just kind of put your sign up and people come in and buy things. You have to be a lot more active.
So is it wise to start a new business in a bad economy?
Even in a down economy, certain things are demanded. And if I'm selling one of those items, I stand to do pretty well.
Now, a few businesses that opened during a recession and did pretty well: Starbucks, Burger King, and even Microsoft. So there is hope for small businesses opening in a bad economy. Joe?
All right, very good. Thank you, Kelly. Well, we see our fair share of bears living here in southern Colorado.
But rarely do we see a bear story like this one. The unbearable sight is coming up. But first, here's Terry.
We had some stormy weather today. That's a lot less likely over the next couple of days. I'll have a week's worth of weather right after this. Before the storm showed up, it was hot in southern Colorado today. Take a look at the high temperatures around southern Colorado. 94 in La Junta, 96 in Lamar. We did have a 100 there. The century mark in Springfield, 90 in Trinidad, likewise in Lyman. A little bit cooler in the 80s in Colorado Springs and Pueblo. We should be back into the 90s again for tomorrow, maybe the 100s in Pueblo. What's showing up on our TrueView Doppler, those storms that were in Colorado have now moved off into Kansas. Could be some severe weather in this portion of Kansas. Also some strong storms in South Dakota, and moving out of Iowa into Illinois. Let's take a look and find out what happens over the next 24 hours around the nation, and we will see that monsoon moisture that's been creeping up over the eastern part of the state kind of slide a little further off to the east. Gives us a chance to dry out, so I think much of Colorado will be dry tomorrow, the possible exception along the southern tier counties. Some showers and thunderstorms off to the south of us. Weather system moving through the northern Rockies into the northern plains. That could be the strongest one, possibly some severe weather there, and some storms along a front in the Midwest right in here, Chicago, Detroit, possibly pushing down toward Indianapolis. Some severe weather possible there also. Let's take a look at the high temperatures around the nation, and it's going to be hot once again. Look at these temperatures in the eastern half of the nation. 101 the expected high in Kansas City, 93 in Chicago, 99 in New York, could be into the 100s there in Washington, D.C., and 94 in Atlanta. If you're headed that direction, wow, it is going to be a steamer. All right, let's take a look at that forecast for southern Colorado for tonight. We'll look for mostly clear skies in the mountains along the I-25 corridor. Few clouds lingering for a while in the eastern part of the state. They'll clear out overnight. 67 your low in Lamar, 63 in Trinidad, 65 in Canyon City, likewise in Fountain. And coming up for tomorrow, more heat on tap. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. A few isolated storms possible, mainly in the southern portion of the state. 100 the high in Lamar, 98 in La Junta, 93 in Walsenburg, 89 in Alamosa. We'll look for 83 in Woodland Park and 89 in Black Forest. What about the next 7 days? Here's a week's worth of weather. We start out with Colorado Springs. And for the next 3 days, I think the heat is the big story. We'll be into the low 90s. I think tomorrow we're dry. Most of Saturday we're dry. By late Saturday, there's a slight chance of a storm. Then a better chance of storm starting on Sunday and running through next week. But look at that Thursday. Temperature may be back into the mid-80s for highs. 100s in Pueblo the next couple of days, close to it on Sunday. And then we stay in the 90s, but possibly the low 90s by the middle of next week. Canyon City and Fremont County, upper 90s next couple of days. Chance of storms starting late Saturday and running through Thursday, and temperature staying mostly in the low to mid 90s. And finally, Woodland Park and Teller County looks like we'll be in the low 80s the next couple of days. As a matter of fact, low 80s and upper 70s right through the next 7 days, with a chance of storms most every afternoon. Tomorrow may be the exception. If you'd like to update a week's worth of weather, ColoradoConnection.com is where you can go to do that. You saw the heat is on, and it looks like it's going to stick around, slowly taper off into next week.
At least we've been consistent. It's been hot for a while now.
Thanks, Derek. Well, there's a push to get those perfect airbrush ads out of sight.
We'll look at the reasons behind the move. That's coming up as Fox 21 News at 9 continues.
Plus, Uncle Sam officially cuts ties with Chrysler. We'll have more coming up in tonight's business news.